I'm going to be honest with you. I really thought long and hard about doing a video on the Chicago teen that was killed by police. And the reason that I thought long and hard about it was, I obviously I am not going to try to justify that kid stealing that car. I'm just not going to do that. Okay, but at the same time, the police shouldn't have done what they did. They basically they killed that boy. They killed that boy, and it's a darn shame. So I'm gonna run this video, and then I'm going to make my commentary.
Going towards 7-4.
You see the officers there ID the suspect. This car speeds to them, they get out, and that's when they start shooting. Now we have this from a different angle, the same thing. Let's go ahead and take a look at that one.
Going towards 7-4.
All right, let me stop it there. All right, you got to decide for yourself. But I saw the same report, and MSNBC is giving this quite a bit of coverage. They basically ran this at least 3 or 4 times in various segments, and they had various people on discussing it, and all of those people said pretty much the same thing, that this did not look good. This was not good. There were too many policies that were violated by the Chicago police, etc., etc., and that's even without the shooting the kid. Now, I watch Fox as well. Fox, for whatever reason, took the other side of this, and even though they acknowledge that there were some potential violations, the kid was using the vehicle as a deadly weapon. Okay, now that was bullshit. That kid was not trying to hit any police. He was trying to get away. So again, that's Fox for you. They have to twist everything, but even they had to acknowledge that the cops should not have been shooting at the vehicle while it was moving. Okay, so anyway, let me continue on.
What happens from there is the car then speeds off. It hits another car. That's when the suspect bails out and starts to run. We have some video of what happens from there. Officers then give chase. As the suspect gets out and runs, police officers take off after him. You can see them going over fences, and eventually you hear gunfire, multiple shots. Now we have one last clip. You can see the suspect is taken into custody. He is on the ground, and you can actually hear the police officers call him an expletive. Police officers appear to kick him once he was on the ground. You can see his head is then pushed into the ground. All of these videos were just released a short while ago, Chris, and the family and the attorney got a chance to watch these videos. The attorney did speak afterwards, and let's go ahead and listen to what he had to say.
All right, they edited. We didn't see everything that they saw as far as MSNBC or the family is concerned. We didn't see everything. So basically, when they said they heard shots, they didn't play that section of the video that they saw. Okay. We didn't hear any cursing by the officers. Now, I'm going to say this. That kid was wrong. That kid was stupid. And he should have been caught without being killed, his ass taken to jail, and basically that should have been the end of it. Now, I'm going to say this. Back in the day, when stuff like this happened, if you got caught stealing a car, they basically, the worst that would happen is they might tune you up a little. If they caught you, you just gave up, they handcuff you, they take you to jail, no harm, no foul, okay? And then you just went through the system. Now, if they caught you, or basically caught you with the car, and you got out and ran, then you were going to get an ass whooping because you made the cops run. Now, if the cops ran and one of them got hurt, you really were going to get your ass kicked, okay? And you were going to be brought in, and the story was going to be that you tripped and fell, or you resisted, and they used minimal force. But that was back in the day. You still were going to be alive to go into the system. These days, if you run and you go out of common sight. See, his mistake was when he ran into the back and there was nobody back there, because the cop that shot him turned off his dash cam. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that, because the report is afterwards his dash cam magically started working again. So he turned that dash cam off before he shot that kid. And so we're never going to know or see from his dash cam what actually went down. But the damning part about all of this is that boy shouldn't have been shot. They knew he didn't have a weapon because they were the only ones shooting, and the police tried to push out a bullshit story about the potential the kid potentially shooting at them. The windows were all up in the vehicle, and the cops were the only ones that discharged their weapons. And if you notice, these cops were shooting wildly. I mean, there was one particular video that showed that the cop shot across the vehicle, and there was another cop on the other side, and that cop kept shooting as the vehicle went down the block, and there was another police car down there and he could have hit them. So anyway, they acknowledged that kid didn't have a gun, so he couldn't have been the one doing any shooting. Now, the kid was a dumb ass. You don't do that. And then he steals a car from a well-to-do area, a Jaguar, and he's rolling around town in the damn Jaguar that goddamn well it's got all kinds of anti-theft, GPS, and everything else. So probably within 20 minutes, they knew exactly where that car was, and they pounced on him. That was on him. That was on him. Okay, but again, the cops shooting him and killing him, and especially shooting him in the back. Chicago knows how bad this looks. They've already taken the badges and the guns of the 3 cops that were involved here. Now, whether full justice is administered to these cops, who knows? I'm going to be honest with you, because there have been so many slam dunks that that I thought were slam dunks that the cops didn't even get indicted, that I'm not going to say. But most experts are saying that this thing looks bad. And as bad as it looks, when they took their guns and their shields from them and just didn't put them on administrative leave or whatever, this one may turn out a little different, especially given the McDonald case that's still pending. This one may go fairly quickly.